Hello viewers, this is the part 13 of the series named Mastering OEM, and in this tutorial we are going to learn how to apply a release update or RU on Enterprise Manager 13.5 agents. So viewers, this tutorial is a continuation of the previous topic on how to apply a release update on an OEM 13.5 system. To get a better understanding on today's episode, I suggest you watch the previous tutorials in this series where we covered a lot of OEM 13.5 related topics, starting with installation, configure monitoring, and alerts, applying RU on OMS side, etc. So in the previous part, that is in the part 12, we downloaded the OMS agent and other patches, went through the prerequisite checks, and applied the RU15 on the OMS, which took around 3 hours. Next, we will apply the same release update on the agent. So to start applying the release update on the agent, we will go back to the location where we downloaded our agent patch as well as the OMS patch and other related patches, and we have to read the readme file for the agent patch. And in that location we already have the readme.html file that belongs to the OMS patch, so we will first rename this file so it doesn't overwrite the existing file, or we'll put like a readme_OMS. Now this patch 35262133 is the one that belongs to the agent, so we will first double click and open this zip archive, then go to the patch directory under that, and from there we will extract the readme.html file and we'll just place it in our local machine. So this readme file now we are going to open and go through the steps. Open with, say we will use the Microsoft Edge, and here we can see there are a lot of options to apply the release update, and it also has the prerequisites. The first one is apply Enterprise Manager 13c release 5 update 15 patch or its later release update version patch on the OMS before you apply this RU. That is, before we apply this RU on the agent, the RU must be applied on the OMS first, which we just completed successfully. Second one is the deinstall this RU before deinstalling Enterprise Manager 13c release 5 update 15 patch on the OMS, and this is not required for us at this point because we are not deinstalling anything. Now the first option to apply the management agent release update is through the OEM itself, and there is an option called patching and provisioning which requires a separate license from Oracle, and without that license this particular option is not enabled, so you cannot apply the patch from the OEM console. Rather, we have to go to the next option, that is manual applying and deinstalling the management agent release update. So this deinstalling option is not relevant at this time because we are not deinstalling anything. So we are going to go through the prerequisites of the manual application of the RU on the agent. So the prerequisites which are listed here, the first one, ensure that you have the agent patcher version 13.9540 or later for the Enterprise Manager 13.5.0.0 release. Now we have to first check which agent patcher is currently installed. To check that, we will go back to our SSH session that we established to the OMS home, and we will go to the agent home directory. To find out what is the agent home, we will use the command psef grep em agent, and we see the agent process is running from this particular location, U001 app Oracle agent 13c agent 135000. So this is the agent home, and we will change directory to that location, then do an ls lrt, and we see that there is no directory with the name agent patch. Instead we have the opatch directory there, which is the traditional way of applying patches. So it is quite common if you are applying the patch on the agent home for the first time, you may not have the agent patch utility. The agent patcher itself is not present, so we have to first download it and bring it to this agent home first. To do that, let's first check which particular patch it is recommending, and it is saying that to download the agent patch utility we need to find this particular support node. So we will copy this node number and go to the My Oracle support site and we will search for this in the search box. Now in the top line we can see how to upgrade Agent Patcher to the latest version. This particular link is there. We will click on that, and there in the solution section we can see that download patch 333555570 is the one that we need to download. Click on that link first. It will open another tab, and in this tab it will automatically take us to the download link with the patch name, and we will click on this patch number again, and we can see that the platform is generic platform, so we don't have to worry about what version of Unix or what flavor of Unix we are actually downloading this patch for. So we will simply click on the download button here. It will open another dialog box showing the link to download the zip file. We will click on that link again, and even if it says this page is not working, don't worry about that, and the browser will be actually downloading this patch in the background, and we can see that it's a very small one of size 821 KB and it's already done. So I have downloaded the Agent Patcher utility to a local folder, and now we have to upload it or FTP it to the OMS server using something like a FileZilla. So this is the patch of around 842 KB, and we will simply move it to the temp location of the OMS server, which is done. And the application of this particular patch or installation of the Agent Patch utility is the same activity, and it's very simple. All we need to do is to extract it under the Agent Home, and the name of the extraction folder must be Agent Patcher. So what we are going to do, we will go back to our SSH session, and from the temp location we will copy this particular patch file that is we just uploaded, cp, to the Agent Home location, which is the U001 app Oracle Agent 13c Agent 135000, this particular folder or the directory, that is the Agent Home. Now let's go back to the Agent Home location, and here we have to now extract it to a folder first. So we will use unzip the zip file -d for the directory, and we will first extract it to a directory named p333555570, which is done. And as we don't have any directory here with the name Agent Patcher, so we can simply move the directory which is inside this p333555570 directory with the name Agent Patcher to its parent directory. So we will move this directory to its parent directory. Let's go back to the Agent Home, which is actually the parent directory, and here we see now the Agent Patcher directory is available. Let's go inside this directory, and there should be the Agent Patcher utility available for us. So we will simply run this with the parameter version. Oops, I did a mistake here because I did not set the Oracle Home environment variable to the Agent Home. That's why it is throwing this error. So first of all, we have to export Oracle Home, this particular environment variable, with the value of the Agent Home, which is up to this part, U001 app Oracle Agent 13c Agent _13500. And now we'll execute the same command again, /agent patcher version. This will take a couple of seconds, and yes, now we can see that the Agent Patcher version is 139.540, which is actually equal or more than the recommended version to apply this release update on the Agent Home. Now go back to the Oracle Home and remove the unneeded files, that is the zip file and also this directory. We have to put an RF option there, and now we will move the agent release update under this agent home, which was previously available under the temp file location. So lslrt/temp/star.zip should give us the list of all the files or the zip files available in the temp location, and out of those we see that our agent release update is this particular file, that is the P35262133, as I have already mentioned that before. So we will copy this agent patch file to the agent home directory, which is now available, and now we will unzip this file to a directory with the name P35262133, which will take a couple of seconds, and this is done, and the patch has been unzipped to this particular directory. So we can remove this zip file now. Now to apply the release update 15 on the agent home, it's very simple. Again, we will open the readme file and go through the prerequisites. As we have already updated the agent patcher utility, the next step is to apply the Enterprise Manager 13c Release 5 Update 15 patch or its later release update version patch on the OMS before applying this RU, which has been already completed. Next, step number 3, deinstall the RU before deinstalling the Enterprise Manager 13c Release 5 Update 15 patch, the same patch number on the OMS. As we are not deinstalling, we can skip this step. Then the next step, ensure that the Oracle Management Agent on which you are installing the RU or from which you are rolling back the RU is Oracle Management Agent 13c Release 5. And we are already aware that we are applying our release update on the agent which is of this version, so we don't have to worry about that. The next step, ensure that you set the Oracle Home environment variable to the Management Agent core home, that is ending with this particular agent underscore 135000, which we already set, so we don't have to worry about that. Ensure that you set the path environment variable to include the location of the unzip executable and the Oracle Home bin and the Oracle Home agent patcher directories present in the Oracle Home of the management agent. So this is something that we have not already set. So what we have to do, we have to include these two paths in our Oracle users .bash profile file so that we don't have to specify the paths for these utilities repeatedly. So first we will go to our SSH session. We'll do a vi reference home directory with this character /.bash profile, and at the end we will simply add the path for the Oracle Home for the agent, and then we will add the bin directory under that. And also we have to include the path to the agent patcher utility, which will be again U001 app Oracle agent 13c agent 13.5.0.0, and under that it's agent patcher. Now we will save this file, and also we have to execute this file using the dot space, then the path to this file which has been executed. Now if we use the command which agent patcher, this should correctly give us the location. Yes. Now let's go back to the readme file for the next step. I have ignored this particular recommendation to put the path of the unzip executable because we already successfully unzipped the patches with the unzip utility that belongs to the operating system. So we don't have to do that here. But if you want, you can still use the unzip utility that is there inside the agent home or the OMS home. Now step number 7, maintain a location for storing the content of the RU zip file. So here we have to unzip the agent RU first. We'll go back to our SSH session, and we already have this particular folder where we have unzipped the agent RU, and then we will change directory to that particular location where we have unzipped the agent RU and use the agent patcher apply analyze command. Now we'll change directory to the parent directory where we extracted the release update zip file. Under that, we see another directory with the name with the patch number. Change directory to that particular directory, and here we have all the patches that we need for the agent. And before we can analyze the applicability of this patch on the agent, we have to again make sure that the Oracle home environment variable is pointing to the agent home, which is the U001 app Oracle agent 13c agent underscore 13.5.0.0. Press enter. Now we can use the command agent patcher apply minus analyze from this particular location to see the applicability of the release update 15 on this agent. Press enter, and it will take a couple of seconds, and it will validate each and every sub patches included in this release update for their applicability on the agent one by one. And we can see that the prereq check components for the patch these all are passed. We'll just wait for the entire list to be completed, and it gives us the result that running apply prerequisite check for the sub patches in this list have been completed. And it's okay if some of the sub patches are not applicable, and it will accordingly let us know in its output which of the patches it is not going to apply. And as expected, it gives us the list of patches saying the following patches could not be applied during OPAT's execution. And the reason is also given. For example, this first one, the plugin or core component Oracle Sysman AM agent plugin with version 13.5.1.0.0, for which the patch is intended, is not deployed in your enterprise manager system. So these patches are not relevant, so it is skipping them. And at the end, it says that the agent patcher succeeded. This is all we want. And now we are ready to actually apply this release update 15 on the agent. To actually apply the release update on the agent, we will again go back to the README file for the next steps. And there, we have just completed this agent patcher apply minus analyze command. The next step is mentioning about the rolling back of the patches, which is not relevant for us because we are not rolling back anything. And the last step is the emctl stop agent before actually applying our release update 15 on the agent. So we will copy this command and go back to the agent home bin directory, and then we will apply the emctl command under the bin directory here. I am putting the /emctl here to make sure that the emctl that belongs to the agent home bin directory is actually executed, and not the emctl that belongs to the OMS, which is under middleware home bin directory. So we will stop the agent, and if you want, you can also issue a blackout again to make sure that no notifications are or no alerts are sent during the agent being down. And the next step is to actually apply the management agent release update. So we'll again go to the patch directory, and then using the agent patcher apply command, we will apply the release update. Let's go back to our SSH session, and then we will again go to the patch directory, and then we will use the command agent patcher apply and press enter. This will not take a long time like the release update application took in case of the OMS, and most of the time it is finished within 10 minutes. Please note that although I am following the README file that belongs to the release update on the agent, I have documented all these steps in the Excel document that I am sharing through my Google Drive, where in a separate tab I am mentioning all the steps that I am following to apply the release update on the agent. So that shared document has all the steps that is required to apply the release update on the OMS and the agents. Now it is asking for a confirmation to proceed. We will press Y here and press enter. And the release update application procedure has been just completed, and we can see what subpatches are applied and what were skipped. And at the end we see this message, agent patcher succeeded. This is the most important message, and now we can say that the release update 15 has been successfully applied on the agent also. Now we have to bring up the agent again. Let's go back to the bin directory and we'll use the emctl start agent command, and the agent has been started. Let's see the status again by using the command emctl status agent. Now we can see the full status of the agent, which is currently up now after the release update has been applied. And now we will go back to our OEM console, and then we will go to this setup menu, and under that manage cloud control, this menu, and under that we will go to the agents. And we have just applied the release update on this particular agent that belongs to the OMS host itself, that is the admin-server.oraexpert.org. And if we go to the last column in this table, which gives us the RU version, there we can see the RU version for this agent has been updated with 13.5.0.15. So this is the release update that we just applied. So viewers, we have successfully applied the release update on the OMS as well as on the agent that belongs to the OMS host, and the procedure that was followed to apply the release update on this particular agent can be used to apply the release update on all the remaining agents. So in our test environment, we have only one more remaining agent to apply this release update, and you can do that using the same procedure that we just followed in this particular agent also, and I am leaving that up to you to complete it as an exercise. Again, whatever steps I followed while applying the release update on the OMS and the agent, all those steps I have documented in the Excel document in 2 different sheets, and you'll be able to access that document through my Google Drive and use it while applying the release update on your environment. RUs in OEM are cumulative, and for a particular release of the OEM, it includes all the previous RUs for that release. So even if you miss to apply one RU, you will compensate that by applying the next or the higher RUs for that release. It is very important to apply the RUs periodically, as that will keep your OEM system in good health and secure. And with this, I am concluding today's tutorial. So viewers, please provide your feedback in the comment section of the video and hit the like button if you found it useful. That will mean a lot to me and help grow this channel.